Hello everyone and welcome to my 63rd review. Today I'll be reviewing Cilvia Demo by Rashad. When going into this, when I heard it, I felt like I knew what to expect with it being more low-fi jazz influence sounding rap, going to personal topics. It seemed something like what the other TD members might do. And it's what I expected really, but still immensely impresses me with great songs with lyrics, rapping, and instrumentals. Let's get into this. Hereditary is the intro, and it's just a little minute and a half intro, but still has a lot with the warpy instrumental with the vocals, guitar, I think, and drums, with Isaiah's warpy and distorted sounding vocals, bringing a decent intro, going to his father's teachings, with those being bad and affecting him badly. It's a good song, but not one I'd go back to a lot compared to others. The Webbie flow you like brings a relaxed feel with the road chords, other synths, and drums, but brings energy with Isaiah's somewhat aggressive performance on the verse, but is more laid back near the end, going to his teenage years while also paying homage to rapper Webbie, but it's definitely a great song. Cilvia Demo then brings a different feel with its lo-fi jazz and somewhat R&B feel with the instrumental bringing more calm road chords, great female background vocals and drums. Isaiah fitting the laid-back feel greatly, even if I don't know what he's talking about, making it my favorite song. I would have maybe liked more instrumentally throughout, but it's still great the way it is. R.I.P. Kevin Miller is a good song with the piano chord loop and more trap-style drums, but still bringing a laid-back feel, seeming to go into Isaiah just trying to live his best life or going into his legacy. It has great moments like Isaiah's verse and the piano, but the chorus is kind of underwhelming and would have liked more instrumentally, so it is one of the weaker songs to me, but still not that bad. Ronnie Drake brings the first collaboration between him and SZA on this album. This is one of the best songs here in my opinion. While it is entertaining sound-wise, this is a song that brings an important message about racism, police brutality, and other topics revolving around that. The mellow and kind of suspenseful feeling guitar with the metal drums bring a saddening feel and works well with Isaiah's anger. Would have liked more instrumentally, but still find the way it is. With SZA bringing the chorus going to having love for others, which I don't really think fits too well on this song with how her vocals sound. It's not bad singing. It's definitely a great song going to an important subject and a top 3 for sure. Savannah is in the second and final collab between him and SZA, bringing a more upbeat and lo-fi feel love song, and it is great. It's very basic, with the song mostly being the chorus and barely a verse, but I still enjoyed it a lot. It was fine, I guess, with it being so simple with how short it feels, and it does sound great. It's a mid-song overall, I guess. Soliloquy is another short song, but still has a lot to it with its menacing vibe to it, with heavy percussion, sporadic piano touching on more on his father. This is another song I wouldn't go back to a lot compared to others, but I still really enjoyed this and would still go back to this song over other short songs because there's still a lot here that's enjoyable. Tranquility is a very mellow song with the light piano and percussion. It is pretty plain and uninteresting at some points, but Isaiah brings a lot here with his message. I think talking about constant fear or how hard the world can be than it seems when growing up, I could be completely wrong. Again, it can be pretty uninteresting at some points, like the chorus, but I understand that's probably what he was going for, and does bring a lot with the verses. Menthol is another mellow and deep song touching on his life back then when he was broke and had no job and finding ways to cope like drinking, but does have a lot more than a lot of the other mellow songs. But I say it's sounding very emotional, being angry and hopeless feeling at some points. And Deaux, offering great vocals on the chorus, seeming to find someone to go to for help and asking for help. This is another saddening song to go back to, but it's still incredible in the top 3 definitely. Modest brings more laid-back feels, but still has aggression to it, with Isaiah's performance going to his newfound fame and trying to be modest even though he's aware about his fame, skill in music, and connecting with TD and other famous people are now close friends. Isaiah's performance here brings a lot here and would have liked more to the instrumental to fit that, but I understand that maybe he wanted a more relaxed feel to it with the calm notes and drums to fit his modest side and the vocals bring his braggy side, but the instrumental still isn't bad and does fit well, I guess. But overall this is a great song. Heavenly Father seems upbeat with the instrumental with the background vocals, guitar, Rhodes, and more lively drums, but then goes to be extremely depressing, which isn't a bad thing being truthful, and I respect him for that, but it was just shocking. But anyways, he goes more into his lack of father and fatherly guidance, depression, and pressure, and it's pretty beautiful near the end, and it's incredible all the way through, still in the top 5 for me. Banana is another cheerful feeling song at first, but then goes into more deep topics, going to Isaiah's addiction to Xanax and alcohol, and brings more aggression here. This isn't a bad song at all, and again I respect him for going deep into personal problems and don't want to be disrespectful, but this isn't a song I really go back to compared to other songs, because this song doesn't have anything special to it, besides the chorus and of course the topic of the song, which I want to specify I really respect him for going into, but it's not a song I go back to a lot compared to others. Brad Jordan could be the outro, with the next song being a remix of Shut You Down, but anyways, this is probably the weakest song in my opinion compared to others. Doesn't necessarily sound bad, but just not too interesting compared to others. Being dedicated to Scarface isn't pretty much interesting, and what Michael Da Vinci provides isn't bad, but pretty forgettable. So it doesn't sound that bad, but it is uninteresting in my opinion, and if this is the outro, it was pretty weak. Shut You Down could also be the outro, but I don't know. It is the remix of Shut You Down, with also having J-Rock and ScHoolboy Q. It was seemingly disappointing at the start, with it being 7 minutes and seemed like it would drag more than it needed to, but I think it's great throughout the whole song, with Isaiah bringing a great verse alongside the calm flute melody, other enchanting elements in every percussion, and also offering a catchy and great chorus. Then J-Rock and ScHoolboy Q both bring strong verses, and for them being so long, I think they were entertained the whole way through. This surprisingly became a top 5 for me, and if this is the outro, it's great. And all I really have to say left is, it does have similar sound elements, but he brings a very personal album with relaxing feels that isn't all great but still really good. 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching.